Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Bubble. This is episode number 15 and our final show of the regular season. As always, joined by Matt Harrington. I'm Brandon Spratt. And Matt, wow, the regular season has finally come to a close with the boys ending this week. Girls state tournament on the way, boys sections on the way. Here we go. It's playoff time.
It is. It's been a terrific season, Brandon. And of course, we had just a really wide open season, especially on the boys AA side. Girls sections, there were some upsets, not so much as kind of as we expected. But again, it's been an exciting year and looking forward to seeing what we get here in the coming weeks.
Yeah, the theme of games this week, there were some big rematches and teams looking for revenge. I'm thinking of BSM against Chan. I'm thinking of Edina against YZ. Games that could kind of play a big role in section seedings coming out this weekend.
Yeah, certainly, and we'll get into those highlights here shortly, but you're going to see some teams that played much better than they did against their opponent the first time, and again, we'll get into that, but yeah, it's been kind of a wild season. That's just the way it's been.
All right, we're going to start up with the highlights here. Up first, we have Gentry Academy taking on Providence Academy on Tuesday night. And we take you out to Plymouth Ice Center. We picked this one up in the first period. This is early on. And the fan pass here from Owen, but it ends up on the back door. And Brandon Sattler finishes it off. Providence out to the early lead. We've, of course, covered a lot of their games on the show this season. And as expected, this one turned into a bit of a goal fest. We picked this up later in the first period here. Gentry with a chance out front, and Dakota Bailey finishes it off 1-1 about 7 minutes in. Louis Wayman having an incredible junior season here for the Lions. He's carried them through much of the campaign, and he scores here as well to put Providence back on top 2-1. Still in the first period now, Gentry Academy working on the power play, and they're going to work the puck toward Max von Klingroff, and he's going to get the goal in the end. Watch von Klingroff in the middle, makes his way to the net, and then he finishes on the one-timer. 2-2, not even through the first period. Again, we come to expect goals in these Providence games. We pick it up early second period now. Oh, what a sharp angle snipe by Reese Shaw. Gentry back on top, or actually taking the lead for the first time at 3-2. This is less than a minute later, and the Lions chip the puck up the ice. Andrew Voss settles it and finishes it off 3-3 early in the second period. Now we take you now later into the second period, and Gentry's going to go back on top here. Nice feed out front, and Dakota Bailey has his second goal of the game. Gentry leads at 4-3. We take you now opening minute of the third period. Lions pushing for the tying goal, and on the back door, it's Jonah Mogeni who finishes it off. Providence ties this one at 4. No goals in the rest of the third period. We take you all the way to overtime, where Ryder Betzold snaps that one home in the slot. Gentry Academy comes up with a 5-4 win. They've been playing really good hockey lately. Definitely a threat in Section 4 AA.
Rockridge and Hibbing Chisholm in a very important game for section seeding in 7A. Of course, this is our hockey night in Minnesota of the week 2. Look out, turnover in front, buried by Casey Lampa, number 16 in white, and the Wolverines take a 1-0 lead. Later on in the first period here, the Wolverines in the offensive zone. Shot from the point's going to get deflected in front, and Grady Dimberio with a nice redirection of the stick there to make it 2-0 in favor of the Wolverines. Power play time now for the Blue Jackets, looking to get within one. Hits a body in front. Tristan Babbage with the goal for Hibbing Chisholm. Now the other way, Rockridge sneaks that one through. This time it's Brant Tiedemann. That gives the Wolverines a 3-1 lead in the second period. Still in the second period, keep an eye on number 11 as well in the high slot. Beautiful shot that gets through. Brant Tiedemann has his second goal of the game to make it 4-1 in favor of the Wolverines. Third period now. Hibbing Chisholm again looking to try and get back in this game. Bounces around. Big rebound. Look at that save. Great job sprawling there from Ryan Rothfork. Terrifically done by the Rockridge goaltender. Hibbing Chisholm again, not going away, still 4-1 at this point. Beautiful moves in the slot and finished off by Bo Frieder, who gets the goal. It's 4-2 now, still in favor of the Rockridge Wolverines. Handful of minutes to play in the third. Swung over and a nice shot again that beats the goaltender, Rothfork. It's 4-3 in favor of Rockridge. But that's how this one would end, as you see things getting a little bit physical at the end as there's a big hit thrown as time expires. These two teams may very well play each other in the Section 7A playoffs. Exciting to see, though, what they could have. Both of their games this season were one-goal affairs. 4-3 Rockridge winners.
And we keep it up north. Grand Rapids travels to take on Hermantown as the Hawks conclude their regular season. We pick this up in the first period on the power play. Dallas View gets his way to the net and finishes off his 18th goal of the season to put the Hawks on top 1-0. Now we pick it up in the second. Cade Kohanski with the goal. He was hurt for a good chunk of this season, but his return has buoyed the Hawks here late in the campaign as they try to put a title challenge together. Kohanski with 15 goals in 15 games this season. Watch number 11 here. He gets his way to the front of the net again. Kohanski with 2, and Hermantown on top 3-0. Grand Rapids would push back later in the second period as they work the puck to the point with roll-off, and it's going to be tipped in out front by Lucas Dulong, who gets Grand Rapids on the board 3-1 to cut it to 2. But then later in the second period, River Freeman, even strength goal there. Hermantown on top 4-1 in the second period, and they would put the finishing touches on this one. No goals the rest of the way. Hawks conclude their regular season 22-2-1.
The Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights taking on the Chanhassen Storm in this one, as the Storm looking to avenge an earlier loss in the year to the Red Knights, as it's a big goal there for Chanhassen as they take the 1-0 lead over the Red Knights, or 2-0 at this point. And then the second shot, check out that snipe. Nicely done there from the Storm. Look at the shots on goal that you can see up there in the top left. Absolutely dominated by the Storm. 3-0 now at this point. And the Red Knights trying to get something on the board here. Look at this sliding save over from Cam Hendrickson. He has been a star in goal for the Storm this year. Keeps the game at 3-0. Now we go later in the game, and a shot from the point here gets through. That's Billy McNeely with the goal for Chanhassen. That makes it 4-0 in favor of the Storm with 4:17 to go in the second. In the third period now, power play time, 5-on-3 advantage for the Storm, and yeah, they're going to take advantage of that as Gavin Eulenkamp continues to have an incredible campaign for the Storm. They go up 5-0. Still in the third period now, back up to the point it comes. This shot's going to get deflected, and Owen Buskins with the goal. Chanhassen wins this one in dominating fashion, 6-0, as they avenge their earlier loss to the Red Knights.
Couple perennial state tournament contenders in Delano and Mahtomedi. And look at the nice jersey matchup as well. We got the yellow against the orange as that color pops at the St. Croix Valley Rec Center. Carter Haycraft is going to get the Zephyrs on the board first and put them up 1-0. Into the second period now, Charlie Drage. Look at that snipe. He just dragged it through the screen and snapped it top shelf. Mahtomedi in control of this one early, up 2-0. Then we take you later into the second period now as the Zephyrs work the puck around. Ends up with Corey Bomert, who's going to snipe that one far side, beating Drew Dorsey 3-0 in favor of the Zephyrs. And they weren't done yet. Haycraft is going to get a second goal here as he gets the rebound. And watch as the play continues here. Mahtomedi just keeps getting pucks to the net. Goaltender, don't think he saw that one till it was too late. And Haycraft has 2. Delano would get on the board, though, in the third period as Will Brown with a power move to the net, beating goaltender Charlie Brandt there to make it 4-1. But Mahtomedi remaining in control. Charlie Drage gets this one back. He dances to the outside, snipes that one in from the circle. Mahtomedi up 5-1, and they would go on to win this one 6-1 as the late goal on the power play from Klevasek coming here. Big win for the Zephyrs. They've been hot, and they are big favorites out of Section 4 Single A this season. Delano hovering right around 500, but they will definitely be competitive in 2 Single A.
Big one in the South Suburban, Eastview and Lakeville South. The Cougars have been on a roll lately as Eastview here in the first period, the shot that's going to get bounced in front, Jordan Brothers picks up the goal for Eastview as they go up 1-0. This one going to get through the goaltender again with just 10.8 seconds left in the period. Caleb Nelson makes it 2-0 in favor of Eastview as they jumped out to a 3-0 lead here thanks to John Kish, as it's a comfortable lead for the Lightning. Lakeville South, though, of course, not going to go away as they respond. Xander Billings with the goal. And then Eastview again, this time on the power play. Power plays played an important part of this game. Kevin Wohler with the goal to make it a 4-1 lead for Lightning. Now Tate Pritchard the other way with a beautiful snipe. That one coming late in the second period. And then early in the third period, Eastview, check out that feed on the power play from Braden Kaldenbach. The Lightning went 3 for 4 on the power play, and they pick up a big win.
Final day of the regular season sees us at Aldrich Arena, Moorhead taking on HillMurray. We picked this one up first period, and Parker Gast banks it in off the backside of goaltender Jack Erickson. One Erickson might want back, but an alert play by Gast to put the Spuds up 1-0. Second period now, Moorhead on the power play. They work it around. Ends up on the tape of Aaron Ryerson. And blinking, you would have missed that one. That one hit the back bar. A snipe by Ryerson as it goes in and out in a hurry. 2-0 Spuds. Now in the second period, HillMurray down 3-0. What a save there by Kai Weigel. End of a big shift for Landon Cottingham, who was making things happen all day for the Pioneers. He had 2 big chances on that shift. Weigel alert to both. Watch the Pioneers work the puck here on the power play, though. Nice spinning feed. Finds Jude Bonin for the power play goal. Pioneers now down 3-1. In the third period, though, HillMurray pushing, trying to get back in it. Moorhead sending numbers forward. Look at that, 4-on-1. And a one-time finish by Parker Gast. His second of the day. Nice feed by Ian Ness as the Spuds take a 4-1 lead. This is late. Graham Greeter, he's going to walk in and score. But it's a little too late for the Pios as they fall 4-2. They end their regular season with just 11 wins here.
Edina taking on Wayzata. Big Lake Conference matchup between these two longtime rivals. We picked this up in the first period. And check out this one from the point. The shot there is going to get deflected in front, rolling around, and it goes in on the tip thanks to Kaysen Sauer, who gets the goal. It is 1-0. Later in the first period, and a beautiful shot there in the slot. Cade D. St. Hubert, he's been having a terrific season for the Trojans as they go up 2-0 now in the first period. Edina coming the other way, and Jackson Evers doing what he does best, getting to the front but catches iron there. He thought it went in. Not the case. We remain at 2-0 in this one midway through the second period. Later in the second period now, Wayzata still looking for a larger lead. A beautiful feed out front there. Jake Matson the finish. 3-0 in favor of the Trojans after 2 periods of play, making their presence known as the Trojans get the follow-up here. Big rebound and a goal as it gets past Clarkowski. Britton Alstead gets the finish. It's 4-0 in favor of Wayzata. And then they are not done yet as this one bounces off the boards. Rebound cleaned up once again by Britton Alstead. And Britton Alstead getting the goal. The Trojans, though, not done yet as it's 5-0 at this point. Already out of hand. And check out this pass across and the finish from Brooks Gangler. That makes it 6-0 Wayzata. 1:40 to go in the third period now. And Finn D. St. Hubert going to get in on the scoring option. An absolute laser beam right there from Finn D. St. Hubert. And Wayzata goes up 7-0. They win this one in convincing fashion. Brandon, they split the season series with Wayzata. And wow, what a game. This was perhaps a statement win for the Trojans.
It definitely was a statement win. They were coming off a loss actually earlier in the week against Rogers. Definitely this one was thought to have some big section implications. So Wayzata getting the better of Edina here, but they might meet again in a couple weeks with a trip to St. Paul on the line.
Should be a fun one there in Section 6AA. We're going to step aside here on Inside the Bubble. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Behind every world-class athlete, there's a team who takes extra care to support them. At Affinity Plus, We take extra care with all your banking goals, from checking accounts to credit cards. Our biggest victory? Helping you win in the ways that matter most. Affinity Plus.
Your college experience begins with your dream. Your time at St. Cloud State will uniquely be your own, but your journey will be guided by our community. Be you. Be bold. Be a Husky.
What if there was a place where everything was hockey?
Finding the skate. Here comes Steves in on goal all alone.
In Minnesota, there is.
Scores!
Time now to take a look at our boys Class A rankings. This is our final rankings of the season, of course, as section play begins this week, or actually has begun already in some sections. As you'll see there on your screen, the World Warriors were so close to getting a perfect regular season. It ends at the hands of the Sartell St. Stephen Sabres. They tie Warroad in the final game of the year, so Warroad has that one little blemish, but they do still remain at number one. Hermantown at number two. Mahtomedi has been playing much better hockey as of late. They are at number three, followed by Orono, and then East Grand Forks and Northfield swap places. And then we get a newcomer this week, Brandon, in the Minneapolis Novas as they come in at number 11.
Yeah, Minneapolis has had a strong season. They had to replace a lot of pieces off their state tournament team a year ago. It was a slow start. They lost 4 or so games in the first 6 or 7 of the year, but they've really come on strong, so they earned that place in the top 11. Then the other team I want to shout out to is Northfield as well. They've been just kind of consistently moving their way up. You see them at 20-5, a very solid record. Sort of shouted them out last week for playing some lockdown defense. They got some goals to go with that this week, and look for the Raiders to be a big threat to get to state.
We move on to the boys AA rankings now, and our final rankings of the season as we prepare for the section playoffs this weekend. Minnetonka, no surprise, is number one. They finished the regular season with just 2 losses, 23-2. Chanhassen, of course, a best season in program history for the Storm. They finished with 22 wins. Maple Grove at number 3. Wayzata, of course, with a big win over Edina that you just saw. They move up as well to number 4. Edina will go down to number 5. They were, of course, at 2 for the last handful of weeks. Andover and Rogers, a couple of Northwest suburban teams, remain at 6 and 7. White Bear Lake comes back into the rankings. They have been having a great year in the Suburban East. Holy Family remains red hot, living up to the Fire nickname certainly there. And then Duluth East, the Greyhounds are up to 10. And Lakeville South, there should be an arrow as they fell down to 11. Brandon, but your initial thoughts on our final rankings?
Yeah, I mean, Minnetonka and Chan were really the top 2 teams most of the season. Of course, they're going to duke it out in Section 2. Only one of them can make the state tournament. They'll be the presumed top 2 seeds, whatever order the coaches decide to go there. And then after that, it's just trying to figure out who's going to go on a big run. You got Wayzata and Edina. Edina might get a crack at the Trojans again in a couple of weeks. You have the Northwest Suburban contingent, which with strong but maybe not outstanding seasons. We'll see if what the Huskies can put together in their title defense. And then White Bear Lake coming on strong toward the end of the season, too. Holy Family, speaking of Section 2, how about them? The Fire had a really nice season. And then Duluth East lurking for Andover and probably a potential Section 7 AA final.
Could be a lot of fun there. And Brandon mentioned a lot of these teams in Section 2 AA. We'll be streaming that right here on MN Hockey TV. Make sure to stay tuned to our social media for more info on that coming shortly.
They say good things come to those who wait. But greatness, that's a different beast. It doesn't come when it's called. It won't wander up to those who do nothing. You have to bait it with the sweat you leave on the ice. You gotta push through the pain. Smile through every ache. And suffer every shift. You gotta chase it. All in the name of the game you love. Because greatness comes to those who take it.
Behind every world-class athlete, there's a team who takes extra care to support them. At Affinity Plus, we take extra care with all your banking goals, from checking accounts to credit cards. Our biggest victory? Helping you win in the ways that matter most. Affinity Plus.
Back to Inside the Bubble. Coming up later this week on Wednesday night, Matt, we're going to get a chance to preview the boys section like we did for the girls. That was a really fun show, and we're keeping updated on, of course, the girls sections as they were punching their ticket to the state tournament and checking our scorecards, so to speak, with how we did. But we're looking forward to doing it again for the boys. I think it's going to be a little more unpredictable, though, in terms of our winners.
Yeah, I came up with a lot of notes, and I think for the most part we did pretty good on picking winners. But with the boys, I feel like it's a lot more wide open, maybe the most it's been in my lifetime that I can remember. So you might as well not even prepare any notes, Brandon, because it's going to be chaos as we know it.
Yeah, so with that, we mentioned the girls section finals. We had a chance to cover a few of those this week. First, we're going to start with the Section 2A final down at Gustavus. It was Mankato East taking on Hutchinson. Let's take a look at those highlights.
And that's intercepted by Miller for the Tigers. Miller plays it behind the net, and Berthume toward the line but not out. Jackson in the slot, and it's a nice save made. Best chance in the early. Right into the zone is Hansen. Drop back toward the line. Shot through traffic. Oh, it caught the goalpost. And Raider is down. They jam away. But the iron clear is day. Played left side for Keller. Some space here. Keller, nice move. Steps inside. The feed to the slot for Guillemette. And Keller has it back. Short break, and they score! That one off the outside of the net. It's loose. Oh, that's a big save. Still loose and an open net. Saved by Fitterer as Wang had a look. Good feed. Trying to work inside, but a good reach from Brigman. And that one sneaks through. And it's 2-0 Ace. From the point, it's Emmy Schultz. And it's still 2-0. Keller across. Newton. They score! What a play by the entire top line. Fashion an opportunity out of the 2-on-1. Miller turns it over. Bouncing puck. Backhand scores! That one.
Great stuff there, Brandon. And of course, I was over at Braemar Arena on Friday night as well. We had a great one between the Holy Family Catholic Fire trying to get to the state tournament for the first time against the 4-time defending section champions, the Minnetonka Skippers. Let's look at the highlights of that section final.
Either way, could be a 2-on-2 if they hurry. Here's the lane into the zone. Toe drag move to the front. Great save made. And the goal comes crashing off its pegs as Hemp took a shot there as the pass broken up. Paydash will flip it to the line. Bad turnover. Chance in front. They score! A bad turnover. Back up to the point for Kleppinger. She'll shoot. Scores! Tipped in front. It's Lindsay Avar, and it's 2-0. Minnetonka. Her continue her career. Of course, has had a great career here as a Minnetonka skipper. Here's a chance. Great save, Sedona Blair. Denying the opportunity in front. One goes down low. Back up to the point. Goldsworthy scores! Oh, I'm not sure if that hit a stick in front. Their way. And here is Hemp. Shot in on goal there is turned away. Nice save made by Blake. And it looks like ultimately the Fire's dream of going to state is going to come up short, as there's your empty netter from the Skippers. The third chip game saved by Hemp. Kleppinger will clear it down. And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Minnetonka Skippers are Section 2 AA champions.
And I know you were looking forward to that Holy Family Minnetonka game. Fire come up close once again. That's now 3 section finals in a row that they've been defeated by the Skippers. Minnetonka just too good on that night?
Yeah, Minnetonka, I think they've shown their dominance all year, right? They've only lost a couple of games and beat Holy Family earlier in the year. That certainly helped them a bit in that final, I think. So, obviously a lot of excitement there for the Skippers. They've got a real chance to win their first state title in a decade here in March.
Well, speaking of long state tournament streaks, no one's is longer than the Edina Hornets. They look to make it 9 trips in a row to the XL Energy Center, taking on Blake on Friday night at Parade.
The moment. They can't clear, though. Halverson works down, shoots, and it's loose. Oh, it's on the goal line. It's still loose. No whistle. They score! It's Sammy Hankinson who puts it in. And Edina leads 1-0. Knocked down in front of the bench, and they're going to call it. Horton off the glove. Rebound. What a save again, and it trickles in. Zawoyski the finish, and Edina with 2 quick goals. Higuchi on the scraps. Here goes Higuchi. Want to move in. Saved by Cornier. And I think we got a penalty called in there, too, for slashing. So it's Blake going right. Halverson. She'll tap it on the cycle. Nelson, great feed. Halverson across. McCoy! That's a beautiful pad save. Story here tonight. Just 8 minutes to go in regulation. Halverson scores! There by Opp. And for the 7th year in a row, Sammy Cowger has led the Edina Hornets to the state tournament.
Well, as you just saw, the Edina Hornets are going back to the state tournament for the 9th season in a row. It is one of the impressive streaks in girls high school hockey, Brandon. And of course, they've won so many state titles. They get the 3 seed in the state tournament, but do you think that this could be another title for head coach Sammy Cowger and the Hornets? It's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough. They'll have to get through Andover in the semifinals. Lakeville North is their opening round draw, and then a tough opponent on the other side as well. But another state tournament, of course, for Uma Cornier as she gets a chance to add a few more wins to her record. This will be her 6th straight. She's 6 for 6 in her high school career. Pretty incredible. Of course, Edina streak all the way up to 9 years, and Sammy Cowger has taken the Hornets all 7 years she's been their head coach.
Well, make sure to check out the Overtime podcast here on the MN Hockey TV network. We cover, of course, high school hockey and professional hockey here in Minnesota, along with Minnesota Pro Sports. You can check that out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and 11 other hosting networks.
You can also check us out on social media at MN Hockey TV. That is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and more for updates and game day graphics. That's going to do it for Inside the Bubble here this week. We return with a special show, Matt, on Tuesday night, as we'll preview the girls' state tournament that starts this week. Very excited for that one as we get going Wednesday in St. Paul.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And, of course, some of you may have heard Mother Nature may have some plans with some snow. Hopefully we're able to get those games in, obviously, and the teams are able to safely make it to the Twin Cities. But very much looking forward to a great girls' Class A and AA state tournament.
All right, and we have obviously a busy week coming up with the state tournament preview coming up. We have our boys section show. We'll be back here for our regular show next Sunday night as well. So a busy week coming up for our executive producer, Pete Wagner. Back behind the controls today, Todd Geisler, my co-host, Matt Harrington. I'm Brandon Spratt saying good night, everyone.